Good morning. Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. We're so glad you're here to join us this Friday. Today, I have the fortune of having two gentlemen from our Park City Community Foundation. So I have Ollie Wilder, who is the Community Impact Director, and we also have Mark Lemons, who is the Grants Committee Chair and a board member. So thank you both for being here. We're so glad you guys are here.
Great to be here.
You do some amazing things in this community. You have some wonderful things coming up, especially next Thursday, which we will talk about. But go ahead, and what's the first thing you wanted to hit on today, or should I start with questions?
Well, I think we'd love to talk about our community fund grants. This is the time of year when we give those out. And I don't know, Mark, do you want to talk a little bit about what those are all about?
Really, to me, those are just one thing we do, but it's an amazing way to connect with all things nonprofit in our great Park City area, and really helping out lots of different diverse needs in our community.
Yeah, and Park City Community Foundation, we give out, last year we gave out over $2.5 million in grants, but the community fund grants, which is just a piece of that, is really fun because we cover so many different organizations and we give a lot of grants, and it helps us to get connected to all those organizations.
Yeah. And that happens Thursday.
Well, yeah, we have our grant celebration event this coming Thursday, and that's where we actually hand out checks to each of the grantees, and they get to say a few words about what it's going to do in the community. So it's a fun way to connect with a lot. There are 38 different organizations getting grants from this program this year.
That's incredible. And you were also saying that donors can be at this event.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great to have people out at this event, especially because they can meet and learn about a lot of different things that go on in our community and our nonprofit community, and it's a fun time too. So.
And so you said 38 different organizations are receiving grants this year. How do you decide who is able to receive grants? Is it a difficult process?
It is. There's a lot of good things going on. We have 80 plus maybe in the greater Park City area that are nonprofits, and not that many apply, but a bigger number applies for these grants, and all good causes, but we look for ones that have greater impact, and that's not necessarily meaning that they need to be a big organization that's up. It should sometimes those are startups, and the need's there, and we can see it, and so we try to help out. And
Mark is the chair of a grants committee that has currently 10 members on it. So there are people who are really interested in digging in. And all of those members review all of the proposals, and then they come together and talk about it and try to figure out. It's a tough decision, though, because there are some really strong proposals.
Yeah. And is it a rigorous process for the nonprofits to apply and send a proposal?
You know, we actually try to make it as easy as we can. Yes, they do have to have a proposal, and there are some attachments and so forth, but we keep asking ourselves, how can we make this a little simpler and still get the information we need? So we try to strike that balance.
Sure. Well, it's awesome that you provide that. Number one, that you can even provide that for our nonprofits here in town, that you're able to bring them all together and provide them additional funds to help them do what they do, because our nonprofits are fantastic. So the umbrella you provide for them is awesome. So how much are you actually granting this year? And so you said 38 nonprofits are receiving. So how much are you actually granting this year?
This year we're granting $177,000, which is more than we've granted in the past. And one way we've done that is that we've actually turned to some of the people who have donor-advised funds with us, or who are our donors, and said, you know, our budget is limited, and there are all these good causes, and we'd love to recognize more of them. Are you in with us on a few of these? And so we've actually been able to get about $57,000 from our co-funding with those fund holders. So our core budget was only $120,000, and we've always been chafing at that, thinking, we wish we had more to give away. So what we've done is we've gone out and gotten some friends to help us, basically. And so that's really expanded the amount that we can do for these nonprofits. And that has helped us to actually fully fund some of the requests. The most they can ask for is $10,000, and we've got several grants at that level this year. And that's new. In the past years, we had almost no $10,000 grants. We were, cutting them all back a little bit. So we feel good about it. There's still room for growth.
Of course, of course. So you sent some questions, and there's one I really actually do want to ask, is what are some grants that particularly stand out to you this year? With this many nonprofits and this many grants being awarded, what are some that really stick out for you two?
Well, again, there's good things, and there's small startups. PC Tots has been going for a number of years, but this year we're able to give them a grant, and much needed. We've supported them in different ways in the past, and now with them on board, it's a need that's there. Mountain Mediation, which helps provide people with legal services and resolving differences that they don't necessarily have to just take to court, and people who otherwise wouldn't be able to afford it. So there's a lot of good things that go on out there, but it's about supporting those and trying to help out.
And I mean, I could add one or two more. First, for Mountain Mediation, we were pleased to see that they've actually created some Spanish language mediation services to serve the local Latino population. That's really helpful, because especially some of the folks who are maybe lower income and have a difficult time accessing legal services, if there's an easier way to resolve a dispute, and one that's amicable, and that's usually what mediation turns out to be, that's really awesome. And then another one, we've never given a grant of this kind to Mountain Mediation. Another one we have is Panda Labs. Panda Labs supports entrepreneurship around here, both among businesses and nonprofits. And they've started an apprenticeship program that includes where they're really recruiting also some Latino students to get them more involved in, what is it to be in business? What is this like? What would it be like if I were an entrepreneur? So we were impressed by that and thought, this is worth it, giving some support to, and it also connects us with them. We do, instead of requiring final reports, written reports, we actually ask that we be able to visit each of these organizations. And so when we make a grant, it also gives us an excuse to go hang out with them about 6 or 8 months later. We also invite our donors to come with us on those visits, and it's another way to stay really closely connected to what these organizations are really doing on the ground.
And that's really impressive. It really shows how committed you are to this community. That you're not willing just to sit in the office and read reports, but you want to get into these nonprofits and see what they're doing and how they're doing it and who they're working with, and bring donors with you. So that's actually fantastic that you guys make that part of what you do with this community.
Yeah,
so.
And it's another way that we think we're making life easier for the nonprofits by saying you don't have to write a report, you just have to hang out with us. Some of them prepare so much that it's probably just as bad as a report, but they do an excellent job, and it really is fun because it gives us a little more free-form opportunity. And we ask bigger questions like, what do you see as the biggest challenges in the community right now? And we get some great insight from them.
So for those who don't know, can you explain what the Tricia J. Worthington Community Service Award is, and who is receiving that this year?
That's an awesome Tricia Worthington, who started as director of the Community Foundation, and has done amazing things in this community. And this award is named after her. And Dr. John Hanrahan is receiving it this year, and he's with People's Health Clinic and founded that, and just has done numerous other amazing things in our community, and has been here a while, and he's also involved in Rotary Club and has received recognition there in the past, and we're just happy to recognize him.
Well, and just to go even further, he was a founder of People's Health Clinic way back when it was a mobile, van clinic. He was one of the founders of the Hope Alliance. I mean, this guy has generated some amazing charitable work in this community, and as part of his Rotary work, he's actually the district governor-elect, and the Rotary district covers, I think, all of Utah, and that's a huge volunteer commitment right there as well. He founded People's Health Clinic, but he also still works there. He's the medical director, and they provide such a key service, healthcare for the uninsured, and he's the guy who really helps make sure that everybody's getting the exact care that they need. So he hasn't been recognized enough for the amazing contributions he's done in the town, and I think he really embodies that spirit that Tricia Worthington gave when she was with us and still gives. She's now with U.S. Ski and Snowboard, and we're really pleased to really recognize John in a way in honor of Tricia Worthington. And it comes with a $1,000 grant that he's directing to People's Health Clinic.
That's awesome. That's great, and thank you so much for what you guys do. As I mentioned earlier, it's fantastic how you support all of the local nonprofits. Can you tell people that are watching if they want to get more involved, if they want to donate, become part of what's going on, how they can learn more about what you do?
Easiest way is to go to parkcitycf.org and poke around our website, look at the events section and otherwise, and look for the community fund grants if you want to learn more about this. But we'd love to get people more involved, and we're always available to chat anytime someone wants to give us a call or drop us an email.
Awesome. And Ollie and Mark, we'll have you back again soon so we can talk about Live PC, Give PC coming up in November. But for now, we're excited for the grants event that's coming up on Thursday. Good luck with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shannon.
You guys have a great day, a great Friday, a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
And don't go anywhere. We have a ton more coming this morning on the Mountain Morning Show.